evening, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, was not heard. You guys will probably hear me without this mic, but it wouldn't hurt if I turned it on.
Need glasses?
I do. Actually, I need a new battery. Well, I can project, needless to say. Good evening, I'm Mark Marple, Executive Director of Capital City Playhouse, and tonight we're doing our dress rehearsal of The Complete History of America, Abridged. This show started out in Caravelle, then went to Jacksonville, and we remounted it for the stage here. Tomorrow, for Valentine's Day, we'll have 300 some people in here eating dinner and enjoying themselves, and it's a benefit for dystonia research, and we're really excited about that. We have someone who's currently in Sale High School in this cast. And anybody who knows anything about Sale High School, it's the high school in Leon County. It's got a wonderful theater program. It's got a wonderful robotics program. It has a wonderful program. Many of you are familiar with Sale High School. We're doing a little benefit for them tonight so that it is a suggested donation. During intermission, we will have M&M cookies and all kinds of things out there that you can purchase, as well as if you got an extra $1 or $2, it goes to the drama department at Sale High School. I need the talent. Because I usually cast from Sale or TCC or FSU, which it funnels all the way through. And it's got to be something in the water in Tallahassee. Because we've got the #3 theater school in the United States, the #1 film school in the United States, FSU. We've got TCC, who's got a fabulous theater program. And of course, a lot of those students that go into those colleges come directly from Sale. So please, if you've got anything, I don't care if it's a couple of quarters rubbing together in your pocket, you don't need them. Give it to the Sale Drama Club, and it will really help the community. So in the meantime, if you have cell phones, please take a moment to turn them on to vibrate. You'll enjoy the show much more. Speaking of which, if you are old enough, the cash bar is going to be open throughout intermission. And I just want to put one more plug that's coming up for FSU School of Theater. And that is, we've got a show called Family Traditions, which is going to be opening in mid-April for the New Horizons program. And we're blessed to have the director, Matt Silva, here tonight of that show. So keep an eye out for it, because it's going to be a wonderful production. So no further ado, enjoy The Complete History of America, Abridged. Ladies and gentlemen, The Complete History of America, Abridged will begin shortly. Please turn off all cell phones, signal watches, pagers, and pacemakers. The animals used in tonight's performance were tortured under the strict supervision of the American Humane Society. The actors in tonight's performance are proud to wear Nike, the official footwear of The Complete History of America. Nike, just do it. And management wishes to remind you that this theater is equipped to provide assistance to the hearing impaired. If you or a member of your party is hearing impaired, or more, you. And now, for your edification and entertainment, The Complete History of America, Abridged.
Oh, say can you see by the early light was? So proudly we hail that, but twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er. Dark clouds we once were, so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Kyle Davis.
I'm Michael Vardy, and I'm Logan Marple, and we are the Capital City Playhouse Players. And welcome to tonight's performance of The Complete History of America, Abridged.
Tonight, we explore the history of a great nation. But before we do, I'm sure many of you are wondering why. Why the complete history of America? Well, I'm sure there are as many answers to that question as there are members of tonight's cast. Michael, why don't you start?
Thank you, Kyle. And in the tradition of my white, Anglo-Saxon, Puritan, imperialist, westward expansionist, capitalist, intellectual forebears, I will be brief. I believe it was Benjamin Franklin who said, "History is written by the winners." Well, tonight it's our turn. Kyle?
Thank you, Michael. Plug it in. What? Would you like to explain why we're doing the show?
Oh! All right. Well, before we started the show, I didn't know too much about American history, so I started to read up on it. You know, in like books and stuff. And I took a ton of notes. I must have taken like 3 pages worth of notes, front and back, and I found a quote about what history is that I thought was totally cool. It says, "History is the deconstruction of necessary illusions and the study of emotionally potent oversimplifications." And that is still true today. Because this show is about remembering the past. Because it's like that old saying, those of us who forget the past are doomed to forget other things, like your cell phone number or your car keys. Because this show is like a post-it note on the refrigerator in America, a post-it note that says, "Hey America, don't forget to TiVo America night of the night." Because it's something about remembering your past that you can learn from your mistakes. Or blame them on someone else, and move on into a better future. Enlightened capitalism, perhaps. Free of all forms of racism, sexism, ageism, weightism, making funism, hair colorism, and Charlie Sheenism. And you may say that I'm a moron, and I say to you, yes. But I'm a moron with a dream, and that, my friends, is the most dangerous kind of moron.
Thank you, Logan. That was well-named. Let me see if I can crystallize for you exactly why it is we're doing this show. In fact, I think it's quite simple. Some time ago, we received a letter from a little 10-year-old girl named Amy, who lives in Warwickshire, England. Amy writes, "Dear guys, I think it would be fun for you 3 Americans to condense all of English history because you 3 are so handsome and hysterical and intelligent and wise. Love and kisses, your fan forever, Amy." Well, Amy, this is the kind of letter that pisses us off.
Yeah!
Did it ever occur to you that we may not have any interest whatsoever in English history? Why can't Americans do American history? I mean, where do you English come off with this cultural superiority complex anyway?
Yeah, we have a culture too, you know, and a history.
And it may not be as long as yours, but it's like my mother always said, it's not the length of your history, it's what you've done with it.
And we looked into it, and we realized that many Americans are at best uninformed, or at worst, embarrassed about our own history.
Well, damn it, we got nothing to be embarrassed about. I mean, who brought the world its first democracy, and Man on the Moon, and Mark Twain,
And Lady Gaga.
and Lady Gaga, and McDonald's, and Coca-Cola, and Bart Simpson, and Big Bird. So don't you go telling me we don't have a culture and a history, little smarty pants, Amy.
You hang on, Amy, because we've got a lot to accomplish in the next 90 minutes.
Let's do it!
Go us!
We begin at the beginning, 1492 Spain. The first chapter in American history is about to be written by that legendary Italian explorer,
Amerigo Vespucci!
We join him now in his humble map shop on the Spanish dockyards.
Ringa, ringa. Hello, I'm Sir Amerigo Vespucci here. Have we got maps? Why, we are the map of mavens. What are you looking for? A sea route to India? What are you, nuts? I got your sea route to India right here, buddy.
Amerigo Vespucci!
Shut up, woman, I'm on the telephone! Look, buddy, Great. You lost me a customer. I hope you're happy, Sophia.
You know what would make me happy? If just the once when I said truffle food, you didn't come back with the fish!
But Sophia,
Is...
What is it? Sophia, who are these people you're bringing into my living room?
That's another thing, Amerigo. Every time we get into an argument, you have your friends over.
Oh, no. These are not my friends.
my friends would have come on time.
Where are they?
All right, there. He's in the stripy red shirty thing.
Yeah.
Can we use mouse lights, please, Bryce? Hi,
Hi.
I'm Kyle.
I'm Sierra.
Nice to meet you.
I'm Michael.
Yeah.
That's water on my hand.
All right.
Well, obviously you're late. So obviously you missed in the show.
Yeah.
Let's catch her up. Let's see what you missed.
No, you missed when I said, you may say that I'm a moron, and it's
Right, that was funny.
You guys seem to like that.
Yeah, I said it's not the link to your history, it's what you've done with it.
It was funny because it suggested that I could And he did that.
And that's about it.
Yeah.
That catches you up.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah,
So,
make sure to enjoy the show and never leave
Alright.
ever again.
Alright. Where were we?
You know what would make me happy? If just once when I stopped for you out for food, you didn't come back with the fish!
Oh, but Sophia, this is God's food.
Don't give me that line about holy mackerel. I'm sick of it.
But I get a good deal on mackerel.
We wouldn't need a good deal on mackerel if you just sold a few more maps.
Pasta fazool, spaghetti bolognese. Are you saying I'm a failure as a map maker?
My parents told me how to marry you, Margot. They said, marry a nice boy like that Christopher Columbus. He's going places.
Maybe if I had a wife that showed a little support every now and then.
No! This is not my fault, Margot. Let's face it, nobody buys our maps because they're crapper.
What do you mean a crapper?
What about the crapper? Don't you understand?
I know you would say something like that. Which is why I made this. Haha, look at that. I made it myself. What do you think?
This may be fun in pools, America, but you don't know what you're doing. Every time you see a landmass, you name it the same thing.
No?
No? All right, look at this. What's this? Right here. Okay. America. Down here we have South America.
See?
And what's this? Union of Soviet Socialist Vespucci?
See, they're completely...
No. Besides, America, everybody knows the world is a flat.
I'm way ahead of you. That's why I made these. Oh, it's a little slippery. Look at that. I made it shaped like a pizza pie. That's what you gotta do. Look at that.
Sacro Bambino, America! You are worthless! Worthless!
Worthless? I'm not worthless. I'm trying to make a name for myself, that's all. I have a dream. Which is something you will never understand. I'm sorry, Sophia, but I have to go. I have to be something. All that I can be. Oh, grazie. All that I can be. Arrivederci, mi amore. I'm off to discover a larger world. You'll never see me again. When you drink the wine and you eat the fish, remember me.
Amerigo. Hey!
Amerigo Vespucci was his name. Vespucci. Charting landmasses was his game.
Woochie woochie.
Not Scrabble or Parcheesi,
No, charting landmasses was his game.
I set sail to chart this season, 1499.
In a vessel full of dreams, with strong me and cheap wine.
The mate was a mighty sailor man.
Skipper brave and sure.
Amerigo set sail that day for more than a 3-hour tour. Much more than a 3-hour tour.
In 1502, after 2 long, treacherous voyages, Amerigo concluded that what everyone had thought was India was actually a new world. He named it Mundus Novus, Latin for giant nose. Eventually bore his name, America. History was made.
Amerigo, Amerigo.
God is shady, he's a grace on me.
Your name will live forever now, from a sea to shining sea. Amerigo, Amerigo,
And so, the new world was called America. And we, the people of that land, were called Americans. But what does it mean to be American?
Thank you, Michael.
You're welcome, God.
Thank you, Logan. All right. Excuse me.
Happens to him all the time, don't worry about it. It's vocalizing, he's pronunciation.
Let's take a look at this word, American, shall we? Just 8 simple letters, but over the years, this word has come to stand for liberty, equality, prosperity, and just the gosh darn persnicketyness that has made the U.S. what it is today. Let's take a closer look, shall we? Now, the first letter, it couldn't be simpler, right? Just little old A. But A is the first letter of the alphabet, isn't it? The first, the beginning, the progenitor of democracy, perhaps. A also means one, implying oneness or unity, so you've got to admit, that's one loaded little letter. Now, the next 3 letters spell out mer, which is the French word for anyone?
Ocean.
The sea. That's right. In this case, obviously referring to the sea of humanity to which America brings unity. And don't forget that it was across the sea that the French sent us the Statue of Liberty, a symbol of freedom amidst a sea of oppression. Yeah? In gratitude, we later sent them Jerry Lewis. But that's another story entirely. Now, the last 4 letters spell out very plainly, they speak for themselves, very plainly. Say it with me now. I can! That's right. Now, not many people know this, but if you rearrange these letters just a little bit, they spell out I can read. That's right. Also, did you know that if you rearrange the letters in the name of our very first president, George Washington, they spell out Gagging on a Wet Horse, which was actually the title of a popular song during the time of the Revolution. Now, similarly, if you rearrange the letters in the name of our current president, Barack Hussein Obama, they spell out one Arabic Bush mask. And finally, if you rearrange the letters in the name of Richard Nixon's first vice president, Spiro Agnew, that's right. Say it with me now. Grow a penis. Ladies and gentlemen, that's what it means to be an American. I thank you.
Now, we all know what little Amy is thinking at this point. She's thinking, they skipped Christopher Columbus. That's not fair. He discovered the New World, and they hardly mention him.
His name wasn't even really Christopher Columbus. I mean, it was Cristobal Colon, and he bumped into the New World by mistake. I mean, the Vikings, the Japanese, and the Irish were probably here before him. And I mean, there was already a native population of over 90 million people here when he arrived, so I mean...
Yeah, but Kyle, in fairness to Columbus, he was the first person to profit by selling beads and alcohol to the native population. So in that sense, he really was the first true American.
Michael, I'm sorry, but that is so Eurocentric.
What do you mean?
Well, the story of the first people started long before the European invasion of the native settlements in North America.
I know that, but it doesn't fit into our timeline.
But then the timeline is bogus.
Look, the timeline's not
Guys,
bogus.
like, you remember that one time?
Guys,
What's that?
it's a supplementary timeline, which I prepared earlier.
Good thinking.
Nice. It covers all historical events prior to 1492.
Okay, I'll buy that. Create more of a big picture sort of thing today. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, jump into your DeLoreans, because we're going back in time. Back to when the first people came to North America. Where are you now, Kyle?
Michael, I'm at the crucifixion of Christ, and I don't see Mel Gibson anywhere.
Well, don't stop there. Keep going.
I see ancient Romans, ancient Greeks.
Toga.
Yeah, we're having an ancient kegger. Let's see, ancient Egyptians, invention of the written word, birth of John McCain. Ooh, Michael, it's getting a little cold back here.
That's because we're near the Ice Age, man. You better get back up here. You're not really dressed for it. That's far enough anyways. Ladies and gentlemen, we're about 12,000 years back now, and scientists speculate that the first people came to North America across the Bering Strait between 12 and 50,000 years ago.
My people are not interested in what scientists have to say. We have our own stories of how the world began.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are indeed fortunate because Logan is part Crow Indian. His great-grandmother was a full-blooded
Had
Crow.
a wingspan of 8 feet.
It's so typical of a white man.
She was a full-blooded Crow Indian, and she lived in the Indian Pueblo village of San Juan in the Rio Grande Valley. Now, as she told Logan, Logan will now tell us the story of the first people.
Yonder in the north, there is singing on the lake. Yonder in the north, there is singing. Singing. Yonder in the north, there is singing on the lake. But God, would you just cut that out? Yonder, in the north, there is singing on the lake. Cloud maidens dance on the shore. There, we take our being. At the beginning of all beginnings, all was water. To the north was water. To the south was water. To the east was water. To the west, you guessed it, more water. And the water was everywhere. And everything was totally right. Where the water came from, nobody knows. Well, the water's existence was existential.
Look, we get it. The water. Just move on, come on, get on.
The water's important, man. It's archetypal, so back off. Water north quarter. South. I got it. Now, above the water lived a coyote and a duck and another duck, and it walked into a bar. It's funny because it's a guy.
Real safe.
And anyway, the coyote says to the ducks, dive down into the water and see what you find. So the ducks dive down and come up with mud and roots. The coyote took the mud and blew into it and made hills, mountains, valleys, olives. Then he took the roots and planted them, and up through grasses, plants, trees, weeds. So he took a handful of mud and blew into it, and made male and female animals. He made female ducks, which made the two ducks happy, I can tell you. And there was a great quacking and gnashing of feathers. Then the first man and woman were made out of mud. And there was a great copulation. And it was good.
Now, at this point, doesn't the tribal elder usually perform a dance? Throwing bull?
Right you are. Wear his heels to look taller. At this point, the tribal elder would perform the dance of
And what's that?
oh, it's a very holy dance. It's the dance of the antelope's intestine. As the eldest group, would you do the honors? Sits down to pee.
I'd be delighted. Took sister to prom.
Now, the tribal elder has his intestine in hand and the dance is ready to begin. First, he performs a dance of blessings. He asks blessing on the rain, that it might be bountiful. He asks blessing on the corn, that it might be plentiful. He asks blessing on the hunters, that they may be brave and virile.
Eat your heart out.
Now the elder performs the 9 ceremonial twists of the antelope's intestine. How many times have we done this?
Happens to the best of us, right?
Now, the first three twists represents stars, moon, and sky, the constant companions of the antelope. The second three twists represents father, mother, and child, the family of the antelope. And the final three twists represents earth, wind, and fire. The favorite band of the antelope. And finally, the elder brings forth the image of the antelope. Give it up for the tribal elder!
Of course, after 1492, everything changed. In fact, in our research, we discovered that the 16th century lasted 100 years. And in that 100 years, America was crawling with explorers, mostly Spanish, whose ships could be recognized by the large fuzzy dice hanging from their masts.
That's right, Michael. But did you know that it was actually an Englishman, Sebastian Cabot, who was the first to set foot on the continent of North America? He later became very famous as Mr. French on TV's Family Affair with Brian Keith.
And although it was the Portuguese Magellan who first circumnavigated the globe, Englishman Sir Francis Drake was the second man to do it, when he discovered what is now San Francisco in his ship, the Golden Hind.
Coincidence? You decide!
Hey guys, can I do that poem I wrote?
Is it the one about Nantucket?
No, I couldn't find a rhyme for that. Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. I wrote a poem about the first English settlement in North America. This is my poem. It was 1607 in the fine month of May that three proud ships landed at Chesapeake Bay. And a new life began for God's people that day. For Jamestown was born, so the story was told, to spread our Lord's word and for mining gold. The living was harsh for those brave men and women. They toiled and they sweated and rarely went swimming. They wheezed and they grunted and soiled their linen. Their cesspools were bare, but their cesspools were brimming with cess. Oh, yes. The New World was tamed by men who were brave and men who were strong, and 6 million slaves and indentured servants in the Iroquois nation who gave up their land without compensation because the Indians landed underneath Plymouth Rock. John Smith was a rapist. Pocahontas died of smallpox, and that's a fact, Jack. Huh!
Give me the land, give me the land, give me the land now! Give me the land, give me the land, give me the land now!
So the Pilgrims perfected the art of good living. They carved up the land and invented Thanksgiving. And lickety-split, just as quick as you please. Wham, bam, bam, there were 13 colonies. There was Georgia and Maryland, and shut my mouth, 2 kinds of Carolina, both north and south. There's a bunch of colonies that call themselves new, like York, Jersey, Connecticut, Virginia, Connecticut, Delaware, Rhode Island, and it is no. Massachusetts is the home of my man. No, that's N-O-A-M, Chomsky, at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology. And finally, which is the Quaker state. So back up, buddy, because those Quakers were great. They thought that killing was wrong and intolerance rude, but try telling that to the Puritans. Dude?
Good evening, and welcome to our dual weekly meeting of Salem's First Church of Tolerance and National Witch Hunters Association. I'm your pastor, the Reverend Farrell Orwell. Quick announcement before we begin. Thursday's youth night here at the church. We'll be playing Hangman and Pin the Blame on the Warlock. So bring on your little demons and we'll scare the hell out of them. Now the Lord came to me last night in a vision. He said, Reverend Farrell Orwell, this week you and your followers need to kill 100 witches this week, or I'm going to call you home. Well, I don't want to go home, you know what my wife is like. So I urge you to hunt the good hunt. And remember that this witch hunt will begin an American tradition that will carry on well into the 21st century. Now, to avoid any tragic cases of mistaken identity like we had last Halloween, here's how you spot a real witch. They melt when you throw water on them. They're surrounded by flying monkeys, and she's former Speaker of the House.
Hear ye, hear ye! We interrupt this witch hunt to bring you the French and Indian War. French and British at war again, this time in North America. In sports, the Patriots trounced the Redskins.
Oh yay, British colonists to be French and Indians. King George celebrates victory by imposing taxes on tea, sugar, sand, and anything else you can think of. Colonists are up in arms.
Hey, did you hear that? What? King George has raised taxes and the people are up in arms!
Really? Hey, did you hear? What? King George has raised taxes, the people arming themselves.
No way! Wow! Hey, the king has doubled their taxes. We're putting together the people's army to fight him right now. We're gonna go throw tea in the harbor.
Uh-oh, trouble's brewing?
Oh yay! Big tea party in Boston. Dump tea in harbor to protest taxes. Alice in Wonderland, Sarah Palin, and Glenn Beck to attend.
Peas and carrots! Hear ye! British soldier kills Christmas addicts. An African-American in the Boston Massacre. 4 others dead. The colonists are in revolt.
Hey, did you hear? What? The colonists are revolting.
I know, Jeffrey. You one of them?
Ah!
Hear ye! British attack at Lexington and Concord. A full-fledged revolution is underway. Paul Revere and the Raiders are #1 on the charts with "The British are coming!"
Well, listen, my children, and you shall hear the midnight ride of Paul Revere. He said with a grin while wiping his chin at my ear were a bang! I hear a shot. I hear a shot.
I hear a shot, senor.
I hear a shot, Casaba.
I hear a shot coming.
I hear a not Cherokee pay.
It was the shot heard round the world.
But the shot that started the American Revolution remains shrouded in mystery to this day. No one knows who pulled the trigger or why, but at the end of the day, 73 people lay dead. Let's recreate for you now that fateful day in Lexington and Concord.
Thank you, Kyle. Now, according to the official Vintage Arnold Committee report, a single bullet was fired from the 4th floor window of the Lexington and Concord Scroll Depository. We have a mock-up of the bullet here. The bullet followed this trajectory, killing 17 soldiers who were marching in formation. Then it pulled up a U-turn and turned right up Main Street.
Thank you, Logan. Now, at this point, the bullet, which we have marked with an X, killed 4 colonists before stopping here at the Tar and Feathers Tavern for lunch, where it killed an additional 6 colonists, smashed through a table, knocking it back and to the left, and took off in a white Ford Bronco without tipping the waitress. The bullet has never been recovered. Coincidence? You decide! And a full-fledged revolution was underway. Now, the colonists wanted to stop the British government from imposing unfair and exorbitant taxes, so that the American government could impose unfair and exorbitant taxes. The commander-in-chief of the colonial army was George Washington, who commanded a small contingent of fighters known as the Minutemen, volunteer soldiers ready to do battle at a minute's notice. The Minutemen, brave patriots fighting for American liberty. The Minutemen, better lovers than you might think. It was the entire British Empire versus George Washington and his small army.
We represent the Lexington League, the Lexington League, the Lexington League, and in the name of the Lexington League, we wish to welcome you to Valley Forge. Thank you.
Gentlemen, I want to thank you for volunteering your services, but I'm afraid I have some bad news. The road ahead is fraught with hardship, and well, you're simply not what I had in mind.
What do you mean?
I mean, I need regular full-size soldiers.
Well, I hate to burst your bubble, mahogany mouth, but we're exactly what you asked for.
Not.
R2.
Not.
R2.
Stop
Stop it.
it. And that's an order.
And that's an order.
I'm a stupid little soldier, and I'm acting like a child.
We know you are, but what are we?
Don't.
Look back. Now look here, J.G. Chopper. Let's cut straight to the chase. you recognize this piece of paper?
Uh-huh.
Is this your signature?
Yes.
You mind reading this to the audience?
No. Uncle Sam needs you. Won't he? Minute men to form colonial. I could have sworn I said Minutemen.
Even in its early days, America had trouble with literacy. They expelled the evil British Empire from North America and meat chicks. High frostbite tolerance a plus. No tea drinkers, please. Be all that you can be. A plain person. Valley Forge.
Well, I'll be damned.
This is a clear case of vertical discrimination. My dad's a lawyer.
Wait, Senator
We're
Bush.
gonna sue
Okay,
you.
yeah, you got the job.
Yay!
Now, here's the situation. Thousands of well-trained British soldiers using the most advanced weapons versus a ragtag band of untrained colonists.
Are we that ragtag band?
Uh-huh.
I don't sound so weird.
Why don't we just surrender now and save time and energy?
Look, I am tired of all this sniping and insinuendo that our war effort has been anything less than positively impacting on the British defensive entrenchment situation. It is very difficult to enumerate quantitatively at this juncture in time just how offensive our capabilities are. But I'll tell you one thing. Contraceptive to your popular belief, we are taking precautions at every penetration. And by the grace of God, our upcoming thrust will break through the last membrane of British defense and into Virginia!
Will this make you the father of our country?
Well, I have cut through some cherry trees in my time, to be sure. I cannot tell a lie. Now, all we need now is a flag to rally around. Any ideas?
Well, not many people know this, but when we're not being minute men, we enjoy working with fabric, color, and design.
What the hell?
Hi, I'm Betsy Ross, and this is my sister Diana.
Stop! We'd like to show you our ideas for the new American flag.
Carry on.
Thank you. Now, I'm sure you're all very familiar with the flag we finally settled on, but several ideas were rejected for various reasons, and we'd like to share some with you now. Let's see. Rejected for obvious reasons. I'm sure you're all familiar with the "Don't Tread on Me." Now, the first idea I had, I really loved, but it seemed a little ahead of its time. Then I struck upon an idea which I figured just captured the spirit, the very essence of what America's all about. But the Founding Fathers rejected it as too commercial. Here it is.
Enough shilly-shally, ladies. Let's get out there and kick some British butt. Straight, good job. Left, 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 left.
So the rebel troops brought the bricks to their knees by hiding themselves behind Oxman trees. Information the British line after attack marching Mutiny and Rose and got shot in the back. And finally, in fall of Yorktown Fall 81, the British surrendered. The Yankees had won!
Give me an N!
Give me an E! Give me an R!
C!
Give me an A! Give me an N!
What's that spell? American! Madison, how about this as the beginning of our new Bill of Rights? Tax and spend.
No true Democrat. How about this? Don't tax, but still spend.
No, too Republican, I think.
Oh.
Here's what it should be. Whether you're a brother, or whether you're a mother, you're staying alive. Staying alive.
No 270s.
Well, I suppose you're
No,
right.
gentlemen. I know, I look like bozo, get over it. This is what it should be. All men are created equal.
Great macro, Jefferson. Proud of yourself?
Yes! Monticello Gold. It's great stuff, but gives me the munchies. Do you think Dolly Madison has any more of those cakes?
Can't believe the Bill of Rights is due tomorrow.
Gentlemen, as the world's first democracy, I feel that we should guarantee every citizen the freedom of religion, the freedom of the press, and the freedom of speech.
But if you go giving people all those freedoms, they'll be saying all kinds of crazy stuff and pissing each other off.
All right? Then we'll give everyone the right to carry a gun to shoot each other, and the right to have a fair and speedy trial by a jury of their peers when they do. Are we in agreement? Totally? Totally. Cool. Now, I feel like we should also draw a companion piece to the Bill of Rights. We'll call it the Bill of Wrongs. Now, as I see it, Article 1 could forbid people from leaving toilet seats up. Article 2 could forbid the TSA from scanning 80-year-old ladies. And Article 3 could forbid people we hardly know from sending us amusing emails. Now, are we in agreement? Totally? Totally. Cool.
Now, I'd like to say something before we move on about the Bill of Rights.
Yes, what does it mention?
No, not as Madison, as me, Logan. I've been thinking about this Bill of Rights thing and I find it problematic.
What do you mean?
Well, it says we have freedom of speech, right?
Right.
Because, I can say anything I want.
Sure?
No! Did you know that the Supreme Court says I can't say anything I want?
Like what?
Classic example. I can't yell fire in a crowded theater.
Right.
But what if there's a fire in a crowded theater?
Logan, that's not the point.
Then what is the point, Michael?
The point is that the First Amendment guarantees all Americans the full freedom of expression.
Freedom of expression. What is that, Joe?
No, the First Amendment...
Could I go on television and advocate the overthrow of the government? No. In an R-rated movie, could I show a pair of lips kissing a nipple? No. I could show that same nipple being lopped off by a chainsaw, but I can't kiss it.
That's gross.
It's not gross, it's what I'm talking about. Oh, okay. Freedom of expression, right? What if I were to light this flag on fire right now? Could I?
No! Because it would be a fire in a crowded theater.
That's not the point.
Then what's the point?
The point is that this system is suppressing my right to say what I want, when I want,
Logan,
Logan,
you're saying everything you want to right now and nobody's stopping you.
Because I'm white. What? And a man? When I'd rather be black and a woman and feel my belly swollen with my baby and sing out the way the Franklin R-E-S-P-E-C. Forget it. Thanks a lot, Kyle. You didn't say anything while I was out there. I gave you the only one supporting freedom of speech. Nobody puts baby in a corner.
You hurt his feelings. Yeah, Michael, you did.
Well, I don't care.
No, well, regardless, you should go apologize to him.
I'm not going to apologize. He was overacting.
Well, it doesn't matter. You should still go back here and...
No! That is right. I was overacting. Look at this. I regret that I have but one life to give for my country.
Great. You ready for this statement? And I'll introduce it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Where were we?
Don't shoot till you see the whites of their eyes.
Great. Okay. Now, we've covered about 50,000 years of...
I did not have sexual relations with
I am so sorry. Now, we've covered about 50,000 years of American history in 35 minutes. Are there any questions? No? Good. Think about it. Save them up, and we'll give you an opportunity to ask any serious questions you have about American history in Act 2. But first, back to the new country, which more than doubled in size in 1803, whenever President Thomas Jefferson, by this time sober, purchased the Louisiana Territory from the French for about $15 million, or roughly 3 cents an acre. He then sent Lewis and Clark west to explore this vast and uncharted area. Ladies and gentlemen, we are indeed fortunate to have that fabulous duo with us here tonight. Recently returned from an immensely successful tour of the Western Circuit, all the way from Bismarck, Boise, Cladskana, Walla Walla, Cucamonga. You know them, you love them. Put your hands together for Lewis and Clark!
Hello, everybody, we're glad to be here.
Just me.
Myself and we.
dashing and romantic,
And we're glad to be with.
You know, Louis, I am so glad we could be here in Tallahassee. Isn't this a beautiful audience?
Yes, we see that guy right there. Hey!
Oh, get back here. Hold on. I'm sorry about that. We just rode in from Oregon.
And boy, are our butts tired.
We were set out to explore the vast, uncharted American
We
wilderness.
traveled across deep mountains and high valleys all the way to the ocean.
Be specific.
Okay, the Pacific Ocean. Ow!
Come on, these people want details. We spent the winter of 1804 in North Dakota.
Oh, Clark. What's the capital of North Dakota?
I don't know, Louis. What's the capital of North Dakota?
About 43 cents.
Wow. Tough room. Anyways, we discovered that the whole Louisiana territory was ripe for plunder and penetration. The trick was negotiating with the Indians.
Indians?
Whoa, hey, settle down. There's no Indians here. But in North Dakota, we were fortunate enough to meet Sacagawea, our Indian guide and interpreter. She went all the way with us.
Well, she didn't go all the way with all of us.
Stop it, that's disgusting. She was married to a French-Canadian traveler.
I know. Everybody's a Canadian. Well, I like that joke in Quebec.
Yeah, but not in Florida, apparently. Anyways, she went all the way with us to the west coast and back.
She saved her life more than us. More than once. Our faithful Indian squaw. How'd you do that?
I don't like that word.
What word? Squaw? Why did you do that?
No, that's the word. It's demeaning and offensive. Don't you watch Oprah?
No, I don't. What does it mean?
It is a Native American word which Anglo culture has appropriated and applied generically to all Native American women. It refers to a woman's nether regions.
I didn't know the Indians were Dutch.
Not the Netherlands, they're nether regions.
Oh, so I shouldn't stick my finger in a dike? Oh. I just trying to make sure you're paying attention, ladies and gentlemen.
I think you owe these good people an apology.
I think we owe them their money back.
We might, I'm a little worried about that.
I'm sorry. I'll never use that word again.
What word?
Squaw!
I'm sorry about that. We were also on a scientific expedition. We took extensive notes of the flora and fauna, and we sighted many wild animals. We saw rattlesnakes.
They go.
We saw grizzly bears.
They go. Brrr.
We saw wild geese.
They go. Squaw!
What's the matter with you? Can't you learn anything? Didn't you ever go to college, stupid?
Yeah, but it came out the same way.
Come on, people! These are the best jokes of 1805. They don't get any better than this. Anyways, we were on the trail for 28 months, relying on nothing but the providence of God and our native wit.
Oh, Clark.
What?
Clark. So, a guy walks into a doctor's office, says, Doc, you gotta help me. I'm a TP, I'm a wigwam. I'm a TP, I'm a wigwam. Doc says, sit down, you're too tense.
What was that?
Native wit.
What was that?
Heavy symbolism.
Hey, good night, everybody!
Goodbye, everybody.
The explorations of Lewis and Clark bring us to the year 1814, known, of course, for the War of 1812, remembered primarily for the British burning of the White House and the birth of our national anthem. Francis Scott Key witnessed the siege of Baltimore from the neutral ship's cell, where he penned the words to the Star-Spangled Banner.
Whoa, Kyle. I got some problems with the Star-Spangled Banner.
Well, maybe you should explain them.
Okay, a
little something.
Thank you. Anyways, look, the Star-Spangled Banner was a perfectly fine song in its day, but it's completely out of touch with modern sensibilities, isn't it? I mean, for one, it's in English. But more than that, it's militaristic, it's patriarchal, and just look at the musical range. It goes all the way from a low B minus, all the way up here to an H above high C. And still Francis Scott Key expects fat guys at ball games to sing a song written in the key of Q? We need a new national anthem!
And I think it should be, God Bless America. Or possibly Born in the USA. I think we'll do that.
Those are both good ideas.
Thank you.
Yeah. Or Freebird!
No, Logan. Freebird was written by a Canadian, so that's...
Whoa.
Canadian. No, Freebird was written by Leonard Skinner, doesn't it? They're from Alabama.
No,
No, you're thinking of Snowbird by Anne Murray.
Yeah.
Snowbird by Anne Murray.
Well, anyways, since we all agree that we need a new national anthem, I've written my own modest example.
Of course you
Can I get a G copy?
Sure.
Thank you. Here's a song which most of you will recognize. Maestro. Oh, beautiful for spacious skies and non-exploited ways of botanical companions, for mountain majesties of color and free roaming non-human beings, beside the differently harvested plain. Oh, non-Eurocentric bioregion, non-theologically specific supreme being, if she exists, shed imagenic grace on thee, and make you more of a non-speciestic multicultural like a warrior, chronologically gifted and anthropomorphized river to cosmetically enhance. See. Play ball!
Thank you. Let me give you a little bit of advice. Don't quit your day job. Thank you. The Civil War. North versus South. Industrial versus agrarian. Madonna versus Shania Twain. Just as the Vietnam War was the first broadcast nightly into the homes of Americans, the Civil War is the first in which we have actual photographic images. Tonight, we are proud to relive the triumph and tragedy of the American Civil War in a slideshow entitled The American Civil War. The slideshow.
Come with us now, back in time to America of the mid-1800s. What was the fire that made the fuel, no, what was the fuel that started the fire, that made the steam, that drove the engine? That was the conquest and domination of 19th century America. It was blood and sweat of Africa. Millions of brothers and sisters died at the hands of slave traders, and that's no joke. By 1861, the engine was building, and the pressure was building, and the engine was about to blow. Now, we're going to need some help from the audience in this one. If anyone in the audience has a slide projector, could you please raise your hand?
Logan, you were supposed to bring the slide projector.
Well, but
Look, like somebody's gonna bring a slide projector to a dinner theater.
do you have one? Do you have a slide? She has a slide projector. That's awesome.
Brought a slide projector here.
Anyone have an X? Oh. No. Oh.
Good try though.
Yeah, that's fine. Thank you so much. I owe you one.
Thank you. That's so cool. We appreciate it. Anyways, while Kyle and Logan set up, I'm going to give you some historical background. Now, the importation of slavery into America was declared illegal in 1807. However, the domestic slave trade continued to grow, and the national debate on slavery was growing too. And the Missouri Compromise of 1820, which allowed slavery in Missouri but nowhere else north of its southern border, created an actual line dividing the North and South. This was part of the Mason-Dixon line, and it set the scene for a war which killed more men named Z than any other war in history. So, Rhett, if you could roll the tape, we are proud to present the sounds and images of that enormous and devastating conflict, the Civil War.
Inaugurations of George Washington and
Agrarian, rich in tradition. North, progressive and industrial.
For years, these two nations had struggled with one another.
The Civil War had begun.
This photograph by Civil War photographer Matthew Brady captures the emotion of Confederate soldiers at the Battle of Bull Run.
The war was the bloodiest in the history of the nation. Take a moment now to focus the projector. Good.
There was intense and deadly hand-to-hand combat.
Occasionally, soldiers had their legs blown off.
But in the end, the North overwhelmed the South through sheer numbers.
And so, Robert and Lee finally surrendered at Appomattox, Virginia on April 8, 1865. And they all lived happily ever after. Except for Abraham Lincoln, who was shot in the head by John Wilkes Booth and died the next morning.
Inspiring joke. But other than that, Mrs. Lincoln, how did you like the play? Ha, ha, ha.
Shut up and stick to the script.
Oh my, do I detect a note of professional jealousy?
It's just not funny.
You're just threatened because I'm a woman.
What if I am? Danny, you think you can use me for sex and then treat me any way you want in public?
I was always honest with you. You knew I could never love you.
John Wilkes Booth shot Lincoln in a theater and ran to a warehouse. Lee Harvey Oswald shot Kennedy from a warehouse and ran to a theater.
Lincoln had a secretary named Kennedy. Kennedy had a secretary named Lincoln. 3 days before he died, Abraham Lincoln was in Monroe, Maryland. 3 days before he died, JFK was in Maryland, Monroe.
Whoa! And consider this dismaying observation. Ronald Wilson Reagan. How many letters in each name?
666. Reagan believed that the rapture was the first president elected in a 0 year, not to die in office, since William Henry Harrison died in 1841.
Not so surprising, Mr. and Mrs. Berryman had been because of the role of the Trial Island Commission, the NSC, and the IMF.
There's a top secret Air Force hangar in Nevada, housing an alien spacecraft.
We could be killed for divulging this information.
And where exactly was David Duchovny on the day Malcolm X was assassinated?
Did you know they faked the moon landing on a Hollywood soundstage?
Did you know that William Shatner wears a hairpiece?
Did you know there's a cult of dyslexic devil worshippers in the Ozarks who have sold their souls to Santa?
Did you know that the person on your left has to take a leak?
And so do I.
And so do I.
And so do I.
Go out to the lobby.
Speak amongst yourselves.
We'll meet you back here in 15 minutes.
This conversation never happened.
quiet out there.
Yeah, too quiet. They've hardly laughed since the Civil War.
I wish Logan would get back.
I wouldn't expect him anytime soon. He was in the bathroom.
How long's he been gone?
Since about 1430.
1430. That's almost 500 years. Damn! I should have gone. Logan's just a kid. He doesn't understand the complex, almost postmodern irony of a world war fought over jingoistic and chivalrous 19th century ideals, but using 20th century weapons of carnage and destruction.
You're right. You should have gone.
Yeah.
Look here, college boy. The only complexity you need to understand is that we're just prawns in an international cocktail.
Yeah.
We're expendable. We got a job to do and we do it. Case closed.
You think they're still out there, Sarge?
Yeah, they're out there, Shakespeare. Every last one of them. Well, except for that elderly couple who were offended by that spear-eyed and grow a penis joke. What are you gonna do?
Look, Sarge! It's Logan!
Cover it! What's your report, soldier?
Report?
Yeah.
Damn, cover me.
Now what's your report, soldier?
Amazing colors on the horizons here. Very impressionistic.
You've been too close to that mustard gas again.
Yes, sir. Any movements here?
Just my own.
Shut up. I think the Krauts are still in position.
Let's check it out.
All right. My God.
We're surrounded. 100 to 1!
By animals. There's Bambi and Thumper and Flower, and they're in 3D.
Give me that. Who's these?
What are we worried about? They're midgets. Oh my God, they're huge.
Gentlemen, the brown stuff has hit the blender.
I gotta get out of here. I'm too young to die. I gotta go back home.
Calm down, soldier.
Okay.
Now back to business. What did HQ have to say?
All right. HQ said your sector is surrounded, unable to send reinforcements. Have a nice day.
What are we gonna do, Sarge? You got all the answers. What are we going to do?
I don't know. I just don't know. No, I really don't have a clue. I possess a total lack of both idea and imagination. My ignorance on this point verges on the criminal. I don't know, I just wait. No, I just don't know.
I know. We could sneak away in disguise.
Are you kidding? They'd shoot us down like clay pigeons. Nothing.
No, not in the skies, in
The sky. Oh, I see. That can work.
There's no way that can work. We might as well just eat our guns and order new helmets.
Calm down, soldier.
Don't you see? We're trapped. We're just military fodder for the military-industrial complex.
I said knock it off.
We're doomed. We're gonna die. I'm never gonna see my girl again. Thanks. I needed that.
Sarge, I'm telling you, these disguises will work.
Oh, you're right. Sure, these are German uniforms. Better than that, we'll dress up as the Andrews sisters. But the Andrews sisters won't be popular until World War II.
Yeah, but the Germans don't know that. Come on, put these on.
Oh. This ain't happening, man. This ain't happening, man.
Come on, Michael. This will be fun. Just like when we were kids. What? Didn't you ever dress like your sister? No. Strap on
those boobs, soldier.
Yes, sir!
Adjust wings.
Yes, sir!
How do I look?
Strangely attractive, sir!
All right, men, we're going over the top. Don't stop singing till we're marching down Broadway. Professor, give us a note. That'll work.
He was a sweet construction worker out of Frisco Bay, and he would quite get finally dance the night away. He was a side in tight blue jeans, and he was black was right. That's why he joined the Marines. But then he said he's gay, so he was blown away by the nervous homophobic boys of company A. All right, men, lock and load.
Singing a song that won't be a hit for another 30 years. We now return to the plush starlit room high atop the Palace Hotel with the scintillating sounds of Harry Dane and his band of acclaim. But first, the news. Date 1919. The Treaty of Versailles is signed in Versailles. The Great War is over. 18th Amendment ratified, creating prohibition. And the golden age of radio unites the country coast to coast, transcontinentally from sea to shining sea.
Shouldn't have such a dark soundstage. There you go. On in 3, 2.
You're listening to WXYZ, abridged radio of the 20s, 30s, and 40s.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. and Mrs. America, and welcome once again to another thrilling adventure of America's favorite cowboy, Dodge Rambler Boy Buckaroo, brought to you by the makers of Thunderbread. Yes, Thunderbread, individually sliced for your convenience with 8 essential vitamins that'll make your body big where you need it. Thunderbread. It'll make your body big where you need it. Journey back with us to those rugged days of yore, when men were men, and so were the women, when frontier justice held sway, and America's favorite hero, Dodge Rambler Boy Buckaroo, ruled the West with his best girl Molly and his faithful horse Gordon. Tonight, the makers of Thunderbread and WXYZ.
What are you doing?
Nothing, I'm just squeezing that horn you have.
No, here's my horn.
We present episode 34, Dry Days in Dusty Gulch. A new day dawns in Dusty Gulch as Dodge helps Molly plan the new schoolhouse.
Oh, Dodge, it's so nice of you to help with the plans for the new schoolhouse.
Shucks, Molly. Take nothing any other red-blooded American hero wouldn't do.
It's just you're so busy, I may have time for little old me.
I always have time for you, Molly.
Just then, the human knock at the door.
Come in. Why, it's Gordon, my faithful and trusty steed. What's troubling you, Gordon? What? Timmy's trapped on a cliff and needs insulin? No! Oh! Bad guys have come to Dusty Gulch. You better stay here, Molly.
Oh, Dodge, I'm coming with you.
No, Molly. I don't want you mixed up in this.
Well, I'm so mixed up already.
Wait! That's my voice.
See? I told you I was mixed up.
Let's go, Gordon, to vanquish those ne'er-do-wells!
What's the trouble down at the Lucky Shot Saloon, and why exactly is Logan slapping his chest? The answer to these and other questions do not get off or I'll kill you. We'll come right after this message from the makers of Lucky Stroke cigarettes. Lucky Stroke cigarettes. 4 out of 5 doctors recommend Lucky Stroke cigarettes to boost their practices. Lucky Stroke, you're a lucky guy to have a lucky stroke. And now, back to Dodge Rambler Boy Buckaroo. Dodge and Gordon race down to the Lucky Shot Saloon and burst through the door. Transcontinental Railroad, apparently.
What seems to be the...
Put her up, Rambler, we got you covered.
Who are you?
Shut up, cowboy, I'll plug you for a little air.
So you're the famous Dodge Rambler Boy Buckaroo? I expect you heard of us. We're the Hoover Boys. I'm Jedgar. This here's my brother Herbert.
So, you're the infamous Jedgar Hoover. Nice dress.
Thanks.
Dusty Gulch doesn't require your services. Be gone!
Now hold on there, Rambler. We're here to make sure that Dusty Gulch complies with that new federal law.
What new federal law?
The new constitutional amendment prohibiting alcohol.
No, seriously, what new federal law?
I'm serious, Randall. Herbert, hold up that newspaper. They said so right here. The 18th Amendment to the Constitution of the United States prohibits the manufacture, sale, and transportation of intoxicating liquor. Knock it off, Herbert, or I'll run you in!
Oh yeah, what charge?
Rustling.
And so, the gentle folk of Dusty Gulch are forced into hiding as the hideous Hoover boys sweep through town sucking up all that is decent and good.
That was good.
And decent. Meanwhile, Dodge, Rambler Boy, Buckaroo, and his faithful horse Gordon bump down into the Dusty Gulch sky as night falls. Hoot! 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 Ow! Ow! Ow!
Well, Gordon, another day gone and this prohibition law isn't working. If only we could find out who's behind it. Well, Gordon, are you sure? Erat era unum wo? How many are there? Oh, Gordon, you're the best hero an American horse ever had. Let's ride. We've got a prohibition to prohibit.
Undaunted, Dodge dashes desperately down to Dusty Gulch to detect the deadly and drunken desperados and detain them indefinitely in the dark and dirty dock of destiny and other D words.
So, Al Capone, we meet at last.
How'd you find me, Rambler?
I got it from the horse's mouth. Come on, Capone, I'm taking you in.
Not so fast, Rambler.
Yes! Jigger!
Dodge!
Molly!
Capone! Rosebud! Drop your guns, Rambler, or the girl gets it.
You'll never get away with it, Jigger.
Oh, I think we will.
Say goodbye to your lady, Rambler.
Wait! Do what you want with the girl, but let me go!
All right.
Dodge, no!
Suddenly, over the hill, in a cloud of dust and the sound of a thundering wheelchair, appears Franklin Delano Roosevelt.
My fellow Americans, the only thing we have to fear is fear itself. Of course, well, as fears go, that's a pretty big one. But still, we must not let ourselves get down. To illustrate my point, I'd like to read a letter from little Amy in Warwickshire. Amy writes, Dear FDR, Germany's acting up again. I'm scared. Can you help us? Your fan, Amy. Well, Amy, this is the kind of letter that pisses Americans off. We are in a depression, but we will beat it. I'm going to create the WPA, the CCCs, the TVA.
12 years later,
the FBI, the FDIC, and the IUD. We hereby declare wars on the Axis powers. Oh, Lucy, come rub my aching...
back to the exciting conclusion of Rock Fury Super GI.
Ah, my darling Eva, look! The Allies are marching into Berlin! They are falling right into my trap! Now I will press this button, firing the secret Uber weapon that'll wipe out the entire Allied force!
Oh, Adolf, I love it when you're in a syphilitic age.
Oh, my little schnitzel grew. Whoosh! Wait! What is that noise? Oh, no. It's a bird! It's a plane! Oh, it's a bird.
No, it's Rock Fury Super GI, and your jig dancing days are over, little man.
But why?
Why? I'll tell you why. In its greed and lust for power, Germany tried to take over an entire continent.
But isn't that what the U.S. did in North America?
You better wash your mouth out with soap, little lady. Why, the U.S. stopped land grabbing over 40 years ago. And there's a big difference between our land grabbing and yours.
What's that?
Well, we succeeded. Besides, we didn't try to wipe out an entire race of people.
What about the Indians?
Well, We didn't lock away people in concentration camps.
What about the Japanese Americans on the West Coast?
You know, it's lucky for you, ma'am, I don't hit women much. So let's go. If I had to hazard a guess, I'd say that you two will be spending more than 12 years in Leavenworth.
Or 11 years in Twellsmith.
Or 5 and 10 in Woolswood.
That's enough. Give me your gun and let's go.
Here's my Luger pistol.
Thanks. I've always wanted to see one of these. Hey, is this the safety?
Bang!
Bang!
Oops! That's a good thing we won that war. Otherwise,
Help! Help!
what's that? My super hearing is picking up Alan Alda calling for help in Korea. It's Rock Fury Super GI off again, once again, to fight for truth, justice, and American markets.
Whoosh! This just in. 2 atomic bombs dropped over Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Over 200,000 dead. That report in just a moment. But first, it's time to play Queen for a Day!
Yay.
The game show that celebrates the achievements of American women, and where an ordinary housewife, a lowly homemaker, a societally conditioned domestic slave, can become Queen for a Day!
Yay.
Just by proving her knowledge of feminist history, or should I say, herstory. Kyle?
Thank you, Michael. Now, before we play our game, we need a volunteer, a lovely little gal from our studio audience to come up on stage and clean up this horrible, horrible mess that we've made. Any volunteers?
Now, before you raise your hand, we need someone who's in touch with their feminine nature. Someone who's used to being bossed around, like, all the time.
That's me, isn't it? I'll get the bucket. Thanks. All right, let's play Queen for a Day. If you think you know the answer, raise your hand. All right, question 1. Name who is the most famous female anarchist/organizer of the early 20th century, founder of Mother Earth magazine, and lover of Sasha Berkman?
Ooh, look at all those hands shooting up into the air. Everybody wants a piece of this question. Oh, here's a lovely little lady. Tell me, dear, what's your name and where are you from? Emily? Well, Emily, where are you from? Well, Emily from Jupiter, Florida. Do you know the answer to Kyle's question? No, she does not. That's okay. Nobody goes away empty-handed. I'll give you a hint. Just say Emma Goldman. Emma Goldman, Kyle!
No, I'm sorry. The answer is Whoopi Goldberg.
Oh, I'm sorry, but this for playing, I'd like to present you with this. Number 1 in our series of great American women trading cards. Collect all 3. That is exactly the right response.
We're awfully progressive here in the 1950s, are we, Michael?
Oh, yes, we are, Kyle. Blame it on Mamie Eisenhower, I'd say. Here's a woman who was the founder of the American Red Cross in 1881, and that is Clara Barton. Thank you for playing. Another round of applause for this little lady right there. Oh, thank you.
Alrighty, question 2. This one's a little bit easier. Let's see. Name that brave seamstress from Montgomery, Alabama, who refused to move to the back of the bus and jump-started the American Civil Rights Movement.
Brave seamstress, Civil Rights Movement, back of the bus. Oh, here's the lovely little lady. I saw you had your hand raised. I'm going to come over. Excuse me, pardon me. Tell me, dear, what's your name and where are you from?
Juliana from Tampa Bay, Florida.
Well, Juliana, that is a beautiful name. Tell me, do you know the answer to Kyle's question?
Is it Rosa Parks?
Rosa Parks, Kyle?
No, I'm sorry. The answer I have here is Whoopi Goldberg.
Oh, I'm sorry. You know, I think she played her in the movie, though. But just for playing our game, I'd like to present you with this. Number 2 in our series of great American women trading cards. She was the first woman to cross the Atlantic Ocean by air in 1928 as a passenger, which brought fame and the nickname Lady Lindy. And that is Amelia Earhart. Thank you. Thank you very much for playing our game. We appreciate it.
Well, Michael, no winner yet, but we still have question 3. If they get it right, what do they win?
Oh, I'll tell you what they win, Kyle. They win number 3 and our series of great American women trading cards. That groundbreaking veterinary brain surgeon, Zira from Planet of the Apes.
Back, question 3. Who is the first female elected to the United States House of Representatives?
Oh, everybody's thinking I should know this. I should know this. You should know this. Oh, here's a lovely little lady. Tell me, sir, what's your name and where are you from?
Well, this is Hayden, and we're both from Jacksonville.
I'm sorry?
This is Hayden, and we are both from Jacksonville.
No, I heard you. I'm just sorry. Oh, the old ones are the best ones. Tell me, dear, do you know the answer to Kyle's question?
No!
Could you make a guess based on the answers to the other two questions?
Whoopi Goldberg.
Whoopi Goldberg is correct! Thank you very much! Thank you very much for playing our game. Ladies and gentlemen, I agree. You can applaud now. You can applaud. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, stop. Okay, we put you on the spot, and now it's your turn. Thank you very much. If anybody has a question about American history, please raise your hand and we will come to you. What? No, I didn't hear you.
No.
Are you serious?
Yeah, no.
There has to be a mistake.
That's what he said.
Go check.
Michael, he's here.
Ladies and gentlemen, there's been a slight change in plans. We have a very special guest speaker here tonight, so I hope you'll all give me a very warm Tallahassee welcome to President Barack Hussein Obama! Mr. President, it is just an honor to have you here on the stage. I understand there's an opening statement you'd like to make?
Thank you. I see something happening in America. Change. There's what's happening in America. Can we change America? Yes, we can. 3 words that will, excuse me, echo from coast to coast and from sea to shining sea. Yes, we can. Can we say yes to opportunity and prosperity? Yes, we can. Can we say yes to liberty and equality? Yes, we can. Can I give an inspiring speech like nobody's business? Yes, the teleprompter went down. Maintenance? How do they expect me to run a country without a decent teleprompter? I tell you, you don't know what you pay for anymore these days. Back up. Yes, I can. Can I tell you how I'm going to pay for all these things I'm promising? No, I can't. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President. Sir? Ladies and gentlemen, we have the privilege of having on the podium, along with President Obama, 3 former presidents of the United States who are willing to take some questions from the audience. Put your hands together for Herbert Walker Bush and his son, George W. Bush. And in that other corner, tag teaming with Barack, is that master disaster, that king of sting, that's romance himself, William Jefferson Clinton! You all take some questions from the audience.
Sure.
You bet.
Now, if anyone has any questions, would you please just raise your hand? It's no, Alrighty then, I can be directed.
President Bush,
Yes.
President Bush Sr., what would you consider to be your legacy?
Well, I was vice president under President Ronald Reagan. And we did kick Hussein's butt. No disrespect.
None taken?
But I guess I have to say my legacy is my proclamation. Read my lips. No new taxes. Hey, Dad, that didn't turn out so well. Yeah, well, neither did that bailout package.
Well, do you have any other questions from the audience whatsoever? Excuse me. What?
I guess this question is also for President Bush.
Yes.
Can you spell the word, or can you say the word Nuclear?
Oh. Let me answer that question with a story. One day when I was visiting over at the Reagan Ranch, I wanted to clean my Jeep windows. So I asked my Vice President, Dick Cheney.
I am not your father.
I tell you, he scares the crap out of me. Well, I asked him if he had a solution, and he gave me this. It cleans just about anything. You should try nuclear.
Thank you for that word from a sponsor. Now, do we have any questions for the left side of the word? Okay. Yeah.
This one's for President Clinton. In the last election, your wife ran against President Barack Obama. Why are you on the stump for him now?
Well, I'm glad you asked that. You see, I'm one of the few people here who can say that I am better off than I was 3 years ago. And now, I get to travel the country with all these young, wonderful volunteers abroad. And Hillary's been out of the country since 2009. So I won't know in 4 more years. I just gotta watch out for blue dresses.
You should try the nuclear option.
Now we have time for one final question from the audience. If you, yes.
President Obama, how many states are there in the United States?
I was misquoted. You see, my teleprompter was on the fritz, and over the last 15 months of my campaign, I've gone all across the United States, and now I have been eating Heinz 57 steak sauce. 57 steaks, 57 steak sauce. You can see how I was misquoted. Thank you, and remember that vote for me will keep my hands firmly in your wallets. I mean, trillions of jobs will be either created or saved. Thank you.
But probably not.
That is so wrong in so many ways. Hey, do you hear what this guy said? Man, this isn't like TV. We can hear you too.
I didn't hear what you said.
He said we forgot 50 years of American history.
What 50 years?
Oh, you're talking about the 50 years between the Civil War and World War I, right?
Well,
I thought so.
Did it ever occur to him that those 50 years we left them out because there just wasn't a funny time in American history?
No, he said we left them out because we didn't know anything about them.
Well, that's kind of...
I don't know, it was positive. He said you were bald.
What?
Okay. Oh, hey, it's okay. It's okay. It's just a hair disorder. It's fine.
Hey, we should still answer the guy's question.
You want to answer his question after he's been rude to us?
Come on, he's in a sweater vest. He looks a little French. I'm sure he can't help but be rude.
Fine, we'll answer your question, but it's going to be quick because it wasn't a very funny time in American history. Ready? Let's see. There was labor unrest.
Not funny.
There was land grabbing on an unprecedented scale.
Not funny.
There were 7-year-olds working themselves to death in sweatshops.
And that covers everything up to World War II, right?
Yeah, shall we move on?
We shall move on.
All right. We now move on to the final chapter in the history of America, in which myriad events collide and deflect, each seeming significant and yet disjointed. And how better to capture the spirit of post-war America than with
a medley of Broadway show tunes! Hello, my baby, hello, my honey, hello, my lifetime gal, baby, here's my wow, baby, my heart's on fire!
Michael, we're not doing a medley of Broadway show tunes.
What? I thought we agreed. The Broadway musical is America's greatest contribution to world theater.
No. The world knows post-war America through the hard-boiled detective. It's the film noir ending, that's the one.
No, not the film noir ending.
Michael, you are such a schmuck. We voted.
I changed my mind.
You can't change your mind on a vote. I mean, seriously, come on.
Okay, how about this? Okay, guys, let's vote again. This time, we'll use the audience. Now, we'll do this by applause. If you want Michael's stupid Broadway ending, applaud. Now, if you want Kyle's thoughtful film noir,
Lulu.
Yes!
Hey, Milo, check us out. And we win the Electoral College.
Oh, all right. We'll do the film noir and we're only liking to play the good parts.
Which are...
Conspirator guy, Richard Nixon, Lieutenant Flush, and Ronald Reagan.
Fine.
What do you mean fine? What am I gonna play?
All the women.
Yeah, cool.
All right. Post-war America, film noir ending. Play it, Red. The name's Diamond. Spade Diamond. My friends call me Spade Diamond. I'm a private eye. The phone in my office had been gathering dust for weeks when a beautiful redhead walked in.
Hello, Spade!
Lucy Ricardo? What are you doing here?
I know I should have come, Spade, but I need your help.
Yeah, now you need my help. But 5 years ago, you ripped my heart out like a blue chip stamp to stick in another man's coupon book.
Well, maybe if you won't help me, maybe your brother, he'll win.
I wouldn't count on it.
Why not?
He's been dead for 3 years.
Oh my God, Spade! I know it's alright, this might be something to shut up. What happened to your brother?
Shut up, Lucy. It's none of your business that my brother Neil was a second-rate Hollywood actor, labeled a communist, blacklisted, and committed suicide.
I'm sorry, man.
Just then, my hand rang. Ring! Click. Hello?
If you know what's good for you, you'll drop this case before you start it. Unless you want to find out the truth about your brother.
My brother? I decided to trace the call. I had to keep him talking. Hello, I'm tracing this call, and I've got to keep you talking. Who is this?
Just call me the conspirator guy.
The conspirator guy. What do you know about my brother?
Sorry, gotta go. Click.
He'd stand on the line just long enough. I traced the call to a business card on the far side of the stage. Conspirator guy. For more information, dial 411. This will count against your minutes. Hanoi Hilton, midnight. Sorry, Lucy, but I gotta go.
Wait, Spade, you can't leave me like this. Ricky's being investigated by a government committee tomorrow. We think it's because he's Cuban and there's Cold War on. Wait!
Look, Lucy. McCarthy and his cronies mean business. They're only gonna let Ricky go if you give him a scapegoat.
A scapegoat?
That's what I just said. Someone to blame instead of Ricky. Who's it gonna be, Lucy? Who's it gonna be?
I know. Fred Neville.
Fred Neville who?
Our landlord, Fred Neville Rosenberg.
That's so crazy.
It just might work.
Lucy! Lucy! You got some explaining to do!
Sorry, Spade, I gotta go. I got some explaining to do.
I felt strange stirrings. I knew Lucy would take care of herself. It was one of the two things she did very well. Now I had to get to the Hanoi Hilton.
Not so fast, Diamond! Stop milking that cat!
It was Lieutenant Flush, Tallahassee PD. He's been trying to nail me for years. What is it, Flush? I'm a busy man.
You still haven't explained your connection to those maternity ward bombings.
Maternity ward bombings? Hey, you got the wrong guy. You can't connect me to the baby boom.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Why don't you go try tracking down a real criminal, like that Tony the Tiger?
I'm not after serial killers, Diamond. I'm after you.
Well, when you find something that'll stick in court beside your underpants, give me a call.
I'll get you, Diamond!
Now I had to get to Hanoi. I took a left up Market Street, past the Golden Gate Bridge, the Statue of Liberty, and the Texas Book Depository. That bullet sure gets around. I knew that Hanoi Hilton. It was the seediest of the seedy in a town known for seeds, seediness, and horticulture of all types. And like Dorothy Parker said, you can lead a horticulture, but you can't make them think, and I should know. Get over it. Conspirator.
Hello, Spade.
Thanks for the invite. What can you tell me about the Cold War and how it relates to the domino theory, Vietnam, and my brother?
It's all an enormous game, with each side trying to keep the other in check. The domino theory states that if Vietnam goes communist, the rest of Asia will fall to the Reds, one by one, like dominoes.
You mean they'll deliver in 30 minutes or less?
No, they had that lawsuit, remember? They can't actually say that anymore.
That's right.
No, legally it's...
How could I say no to that? She was the most beautiful woman I'd ever seen. I wanted to make love to her in the worst way, standing up in a hammock. What are you doing?
I'm just trying to picture that.
Knock it off. What's her name?
Ho Chi Minh. She's the daughter of the leader of North Vietnam. She'll have some answers, but be careful. She's trouble.
Nah, drive and blow away.
It's your bar mitzvah.
I figured you'd like that one. So, Joe, what do you know?
Not much here, I didn't.
Thanks. Thanks. So what's with this war, sweetheart?
Why do you want to know?
Just trying to clear some family business.
Speaking of family business, remind me of a story when I had no Vietnam.
The longer she talked, the more I realized Logan had no idea how to do a Vietnamese accent.
No, not really. So, question for you, Mr. Diamond. Whose side you on? That side or our side?
I'm on my own side.
Oh, I hear.
So where were we?
The war!
Right.
The war!
Look, I need answers and I need them quick. Why is the U.S. so interested in a tiny little country in Southeast Asia? It just doesn't make sense.
But it does. Who's somebody for the war? Find that out, Mr. Diamond, on your own feed. Oh, look! A monk setting himself on fire!
What? I don't see a monk setting himself on fire.
Oh, must have gone out. Don't make monks like used to.
Now here's looking at you, kid.
All the lips passed out. Look at them, here it comes.
Yeah, up yours. Up yours too.
Yup.
Not what the country can do for you. I have a dream, by any means necessary, to follow in the footsteps of my brother.
Whatever she slipped me, it was strong. I was high, all right, and I'm not talking vertically. I saw two figures approaching me in slow motion. At first glance, it looked like Buzz Aldrin and Neil Armstrong.
This is one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
But as I got closer, it looked more like Ken Kesey and Timothy Leary. Where am I?
You're having an hallucination.
Well, who are you?
I'm Uncle Sam, Uncle Sam, I am. Do you like my war in Vietnam?
I do not like your Vietnam. I do not like it, Sam, I am.
Are you fond of Lyndon Johnson? Did you like the Gulf of Tonkin, Operation Rolling Thunder, Flaming Dart, the Mile High Blunder?
The kids at home aligned with Mars, burning draft cards, burning bras. Do you like the riots in the inner city? Did you think Kent State was pretty?
I do not like the riots in the inner cities. I do not think Kent State is pretty. I do not like this drugged out dream. I do not like your rhyming scheme. I do not like this Vietnam. I do not like it, Sam, I am.
Are you fond of Agent Orange? Damn.
He was trapped. There's no rhyme for orange. All right, Buck, give me the bird's eye lowdown.
Not so fast, Diamond. We got a couple questions for you. Where was Lucy Ricardo on the day JFK was assassinated?
So, Kennedy was dead and they were trying to pin it on Lucy. I had to think quick. She was with me.
She could have been with you, Diamond. We were following you that day.
She was with me, but she was disguised.
So, Lucy was disguised with done.
You're right. I should have seen that one coming. Look, why don't you be a couple of good boys and take a long walk off a short dwarf?
Oh, that's real good, Donnie. But I'm afraid we're gonna have to rough you up.
No. Yeah! Sensing an opportunity, I repeatedly slammed my face into his fist. When I came to, I was in the Watergate Hotel.
Tricky Dicky Checkers! Tricky Dicky Checkers! Come in, please! I am not a crook. Repeat! I am not a crook! And let me make one thing perfectly clear.
It was former Vice President Richard Nixon, one of the biggest commie hunters of his time.
That's President Nixon now, son. And commie hunting is passé. In fact, I'm using detente to open relations with Soviet Russia and Red China. Watergate to White House! Watergate to White House! Come in, please!
The Cold War's over.
Oh, no, sir. The Reds are still our mortal enemies, but we'd like them to be our pals as well. There's a lot of untapped potential there. Get it? Untapped? Must be a Democrat. Ring. Hello? It's for you.
Hello?
It's me, the conspirator guy. Conspirator stuff.
All right, bye. I gotta go. Happy tapping. Oh, wait, before you go. Do that Nixon salute for me one more time.
What the heck?
I love that thing. I was told to meet a contact at the corner gas station. On the way there, I heard that Nixon had resigned the presidency but landed on his feet, whereas just the opposite had happened to Gerald Ford. When I got to the gas station, there was a line a half a mile long, and I had to wait an hour and a half to get gas. I looked for my contact. Thanks. Dish Bay, have been called by Iran to release some hostages. If you want more information, go to the White House. Ask for Ronald Reagan. Ronald Reagan, The only Ronald Reagan I know. What? No! No. The only Ronald Reagan I know was a B-movie actor who starred in Bedtime for Bonzo. No. The American public couldn't be that gullible.
I just want to thank everybody.
Here's your breakfast, Mr. President.
Oh, thank you, Nancy.
No, I'm not Nancy. I'm Vice President George Bush.
George Bush? I loved you in Oh God. Well done, sir.
No, I wasn't in Oh God. You're thinking of George Burns.
You're George Burns?
No, George Bush.
I used to have a vice president named George Bush.
That's me.
Oh, good, you look just like him.
Well, we have a busy schedule today, Mr. President. In 15 minutes, we'll have brownie and milk.
Goody.
At noon, we invade Granada.
Say, that's swell.
1:15 cartoons.
Smurfs.
And at 2 o'clock, we'll be firing Donald Reagan.
We're gonna fire me?
No, Donald Reagan.
Well, that's me. Ronald Reagan.
Ronald Reagan.
See? He knows. Come in, how are you?
Hi, the name is Diamond. Spade Diamond. Diamond. I'd like to ask you a few questions, if I may.
Well, as I said to John Hinckley, fire away!
Sir, do you believe in the domino theory?
Oh, yes. Mommy and I love to play dominoes when we drink hot cocoa and watch the Waltons.
No. I mean the domino theory of international communism.
Oh, well,
What do you think again, Mr. President?
we're doing everything we can, Mr. President.
behind the October surprise?
Oh, well, I don't recall.
As president of the Screen Actors Guild, did you blacklist my brother?
Oh, well, I don't recall.
Did you order Oliver North to trade arms for hostages?
You bet your ass I did. I remember distinctly. It was a Tuesday and...
Mr. President, damn, fast asleep. Now I'll never get any answers.
Well, I am the ex-director of the CIA. Why don't you ask me a few questions?
Fine. What can you tell me about the Cold War?
Fight in the Middle East. Stay in the course. Moving forward. Soviet colonists in Afghanistan. Bad people. Bad. We installed the Shah in Iran to keep the communists out. The Ayatollah Khomeini threw him out. Now he's running the place. And that's bad.
Well, what are you doing about it?
Oh, we found some good buddies over there. We're sending them money and weapons right now. That Saddam Hussein and Osama bin Laden.
I've never heard of them.
Don't worry. You will. Ring. Hello? What? No, alright, I'll tell them. Remember, stay the course, 1,000 points alive. Quick, who's in? Oh, it's Bill Casey over there at the CIA. He wanted me to pass on a message from the spiritual guy.
Yeah.
He said, if you want to find out the truth about your brother and understand the mystery of the dominant figure, meet him at the Berlin Wall, 7:30, the checkpoint truck.
Thanks.
No problem.
It's morning in America.
I'm glad he's gone.
Who's gone, Nancy?
No, I'm not Nancy. I'm the guy with the clipboard. I'm George Bush. G-E-O-R.
Well, Logan, you can see how I could be confused, because your George Bush impression is just terrible. Hey, Logan.
It's not that.
Hey, you smell that?
bad.
You smell that?
No.
It's your Bush impression. It's Bonzo! It's Bonzo! Bedtime for Bonzo! Good night, everybody!
I had days in the Berlin Wall. It seemed appropriate that I would crack this case at the Iron Curtain, the dividing point between East and West. And now I just had to find a way to get to Berlin.
Hold it, Diamond! You're dead meat. Your butt is mine. Your ass is grass. Your case is cooked. Your hide is history.
Can it, Flush? I don't have time for a long list of rump references.
You'll be singing a different tune soon, sister. In Sing Sing! I can prove you're the sick, twisted pervert responsible for disco.
Whoa, you better watch your back, you flatfoot, throwing around accusations like that. You can't connect me to disco.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
What's your favorite kind of music?
Disco.
Gotcha, damn!
I gotta get to Berlin, and you're not gonna stop me. He was catching up to me, so I jumped on my Harley Davidson motorcycle.
Forward, Diamond!
Never! Get me to Berlin quick.
Berlin? On a motorcycle? You're crazy!
No false moves, let's go. Look out, look out!
What?
A fruit stand!
Ah!
Look out, look out!
What?
A nursery school!
Ah!
Look out, look out!
What?
The Atlantic Ocean!
Ah!
Look out, look out!
What?
The English Channel!
Ah!
Look out, look out!
What?
Italy!
Ah!
Look out, look out!
What?
Bavaria!
Ah! Wait, what's wrong with Bavaria?
Bavarian cream pie!
Thank you. Yep. Couldn't go through the show without a pie in the face. All right. That's fun. Everybody like that.
Look out, look out! The Moscow State Circus! Wait, the Moscow State Circus. We've gone too far.
You'll never get away with it, Diamond!
I just rode a motorcycle across the Atlantic Ocean, didn't I?
Good point.
Back this thing up. Beep, 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 beep. Berlin!
Yes, but the wall is down and the Cold War is over.
Uncle Sam!
Spade, you know too much. Say hello to my little friend.
No, Sam, no!
Get behind me, Diamond!
Behind me!
I'll protect you!
No! No, Flush! Bang! Bang, 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 bang! Flush! Flush!
I'm a split personality, like Jekyll and Hyde, Joe Biden. But before I die, I want you to know, your brother wasn't a communist. I set him up like I set up Ricky Ricardo.
I knew it, my brother was innocent.
And you want to know who caused the Cold War? Who benefited?
Yes, who?
The generals.
The military.
No, General Electric, General Dynamics, and General Motors. They caused the Cold War. Oh! And I shot JFK, not Lee Harvey Oswald.
Really?
I shot Bobby Kennedy too. And Martin Luther King, and Malcolm X.
Wow.
And I poisoned Maryland, and I walked on the moon, and I invented the AIDS virus.
Okay.
And I shot JR, and I made Oprah skinny, and then I made her fat again, and I whacked her insecurity on the knee, and I whacked her again if I had ass.
Shut up!
And I let the dogs out, but that was me! And I said, go ahead, President Clinton, who cares? She's an intern! Bang! Global warming!
I had to put him out of my misery. So the Cold War was over, and I had fewer answers than when I started. Communism was dead. Well, except for 1 billion people in China, and a few 100 million in Vietnam, Cuba, North Korea, Angola, Mozambique, North Yemen, and Vermont. But with the fall of the Soviet Union, America stood as the lone superpower. We were admired by all. There was a new world order and peace would reign. And I needed a drink.
Wait a second, forget about that New World Order. I need your help.
Lucy, what are you doing here?
Ricky went back to Cuba to visit, and now he's being held at Guantanamo Bay.
Don't worry, Lucy. We'll get him a lawyer.
But no, you can't get a lawyer. They're not following the Geneva
Who's
Convention.
not following the Geneva Convention?
Dick Cheney and George Bush.
George Bush. Well, those are the same guys that fought the last war?
No, you're thinking Snowbird by Anne Murray.
Don't worry, Lucy. I'll get to the bottom of this new war on terror.
But how?
Like a beautiful woman once said to me, who's damn benefit from law? We find that out, and we're home free.
You know, Spade, this New World Order seems a lot like the Old World Order.
Yeah, look at that drink. I was just gonna have to wait.
Schwarzenegger.
The complete history of America. We hope you enjoyed the show. Is there anything we need to add historically, you think?
No, we got all of it.
Well, we are missing a few important people like Jimmy Hoffa.
He's not that important.
Well, maybe not as an individual, but he is symbolic to the labor movement.
No, see, that's too complex. You can't think of Jimmy Hoffa in the abstract. You need to think of him in the concrete.
Yeah, I suppose you're right. Well, I just wanted to say, we might have sounded a bit cynical tonight, ladies and gentlemen, but we really didn't mean it. We like America a lot, and we'd like to say a few things that we love about America right now. John Connery, the Beatles, and the Toronto Blue Jays.
That's right. Well, that's great. And ladies and gentlemen, tonight we covered 50,000 years of American history. War, pestilence, assassination. But you've been a fabulous audience, and we don't want to leave you on such a down note. So, in that great tradition of American optimism, we'd like to leave you with a happy ending. Tonight, we went through the timeline of American history from left to right.
Past to present.
Then to now.
Now, we'd like to go backwards in time, right to left.
Present to past.
Now to then.
And as we go backwards in time, we see the ozone layer growing, the national debt shrinking.
We see the number of AIDS cases decreasing.
And we see the rainforest growing back at a rate of over 1,000 acres a day.
On September 11th, 2001, we see the World Trade Center rise from the ashes and tower proudly over Manhattan.
Continuing backwards, we see Michael Jackson alive getting blacker and blacker.
And we see Monica Lewinsky go up on the president.
December 7th, 1941, a day that will live in infamy as the Japanese restore the American fleet at Pearl Harbor.
1929, White Wednesday. Stock market soared to new heights as thousands of people fly to the tops of office buildings on Wall Street.
1867, Native Americans returned hundreds of scalps to Colonel Custer and his men.
1775, King George removes tea tax. 1604, slave trade disappears.
1500s, Europeans returned tons of gold and treasure to the people of America.
1492, Columbus backs his ship up from America and heads back to Spain. And finally, the last people walk backwards across the Bering Strait from Alaska to Asia.
As the North American continent sinks peacefully into the sea.
And they all lived happily ever before.
I'm Lincoln Marple. I'm Kyle Davis.
And I'm Michael Barty.
And we're history. Good night.